Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Wanted to pop on because we do have warnings in the area. Um, I'm actually, as I typically do, doing this stuff on the fly as we get breaking weather. So, taking a look just to see a couple of things. Yes, we still have a heat advisory, though this is going to help with that. We did have a wind gust to 63 up at Shreveport. So these storms are actually in a weakening phase. You can see on radar. Doesn't look like much. I mean, when I look at that, I'm not thinking, hey, we've got severe weather here. But what we are seeing is a very strong outflow boundary out ahead of this. And again, if you're on Toledo Bend, I actually sent out a thing on the app where I can geofence around the lake, and I said, get off the lake as soon as possible. So this line right here, you see that little faint line out ahead? That's the wind gust that's coming out. That's kind of your outflow, your gust front, whatever you want to call it here, and that would be right here. Now, another thing to look at here is there's hardly any lightning on this. Let me actually make that a little bit bigger. Size. Yeah, I'll make that just a bit bigger. Okay, so now you can actually see it. One random strike there out in the middle of Sabine Parish. We've had a couple to the south of Alexandria, a couple up there near Ball as well, with these cells that are forming out ahead of all this. And so as this weakens, yeah, the thunderstorms are weakening. We hardly have any noise coming out of these, so you're not going to really notice much. But we are seeing that wind gust front that's right out here. That is going to be, let's see, 5 to 10 miles ahead of the rain. So that's why I want to say why I sent out that message saying, it's time to get off the water. It's not going to look that crazy. Let me go ahead and take a look at the cameras. I've got those pulled up and actually going right into Toledo Bend right now and looking more toward the north right now. 90 degrees, winds a manageable 10 miles per hour. You can see the chop is definitely picking up. So it's starting to look a little nastier out there. Oh, no sound. You got me? I think you can hear me. Yes, I should be good there. So the bad news here is we have a lot of wind on these. We don't have a lot of rain falling with these. Let's go ahead and take a look from Leesville. Earlier had quite a view there. Yeah, that's that weaker stuff that's out ahead of this. Now it's 84 degrees there right now. Dew point's at 78. Wind's pretty light, but Natchitoches looking towards Sibley Lake, so looking toward the northwest, you can see that the ominous skies, the outflow approaching there, and the wind is going to pick up here pretty shortly. Right now, only at 4 miles per hour. But, just a quick little tour to take a look at those cameras and show you what we're seeing with these storms. And then you can see here for sure, we have this line that's weakening. They did actually extend these warnings out to include Wind Parish, Natchitoches, Sabine. So you're getting these alerts and you're thinking, okay, here comes all this rain that I need. It's just not happening. We're actually seeing some heavier storms here, or actually heavier rainfall out with these Vernon Parish storms and these down in Evangeline. Now a couple popping in Northern Rapides. But let's put it back in motion. And yeah, this is such a summertime pattern right here. Just a few little strikes of lightning. We got showers and storms popping. And then that outflow that was kind of reinvigorating this line until it wasn't about a half hour ago. And you can see still some showers in there. And we have these damaging wind reports, 63 miles per hour actually measured at the Shreveport Airport. I noticed a plane flying over, and I'm weird. I look at my app whenever I see that. It's like, that doesn't seem like something that would be landing this time of day. And it was a flight diverting from Atlanta to Alexandria. I believe it was Atlanta to Alexandria instead of Shreveport. They couldn't get in because of this wind. So a little light, steady rain behind that, but that's breaking up as well. And what it looks like is going to happen is this thing's going to put a big gust of wind out, because there's a lot of potential for that to happen with these little downbursts that come with these storms. We've seen those 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts already. I do think this is going to weaken some to where we get to where it's just kind of typical strong and gusty winds, and it's going to cool us off briefly. And then after that, we have our scattered storms out here. We're going to have this thing come on through. If you look at the bigger view, let me go to the national radar. I'll take off lightning and all the junk. There we go. But you can see this round of storms up here as well. So what it kind of looks like is going to happen is this is going to fade out here. We'll get some scattered stuff to develop overhead. But then overnight tonight on the tail end of this system up here, I think we get some new showers and storms to pop, especially after midnight. So it's a lot going on here. It's all pretty complex and crazy. Let me see this. Okay, that's... Nothing, just more wind reports that we've had from this up in North Louisiana. So going back real quick, this is not going to be a long update, but I know we had all these warnings, so I had to get on here and talk a little bit about it. Let's see, we're going to go into this radar right here. And looking through the Fort Johnson radar, you can see not only do we have the big line coming in, but we're getting those isolated storms popping out ahead. So it's time to get off Toledo Bend. It's time to get off Sibley Lake, Cane River, those areas. Iat Lake, you might as well, because the wind is going to pick up there in the next... I mean, you've got a little time there. I'm not saying you have to get off right away, but these additional elements that are popping here out ahead of this, that's going to possibly put down some isolated lightning and heavy rainfall as well. So yes, I think we could all use some rain out of this. And unfortunately, it's not going to be that widespread. What I'm going to do actually is I like to do stuff on the fly sometimes. So I'll have the camera up for Natchitoches while I pull up a future cast here. Let's see. Let's go with the latest. All right, we'll just kind of scroll through this then. All right, this is your latest HRRR model, the high-res model. You can see it's pretty... I don't want to call it useless. I don't want to call it names. I don't want to be ugly here, but we're not seeing anything really showing up there. So you can see we're already kind of ahead of the game there. So we possibly get some pretty strong storms to form to the south later this afternoon out ahead of that boundary, and as that interacts with these new storms we're seeing develop. But then overnight tonight or in the evening, it looks like on that tail end, that's when we see new storm development. Now that's a little earlier than I'd been forecasting, but it is possible that we see that happen this evening, especially if this stuff washes out before it makes it here into Alexandria. So let's take a look at your severe alerts. There's the warnings. They've been canceled up towards Shreveport, but that arc of warnings continues for Wynne, Natchitoches, and Sabine Parish. Take a look here as well at the couple of cameras. Yeah, it's looking pretty ominous out there at Toledo Bend right now. 89 degrees. For some reason, it takes a few seconds for the wind data to pop in, but I'm sure we have some wind out there. Dew point at 77. Wind so far has been pretty light. And you know, these are on the app and the website. So say I'm off air, you can go into the website or the app and you can just click on the map section and then click on click on the camera section, and you can then go in and you see it. There's a static image there, but I can go in and click on those. You can go in and click on those, and it's going to bring you up the live view. So you can just go ahead and do that, and then it's going to give you all the weather station data as well. So that is just, you know, one of the little features we have here with all this stuff is we're able to go in, you're able to click on it, and you're able to see what's going on with the actual weather sensors out there. So 89 degrees, dew point 78. It's humid. We've got storms popping out there. One more look at the Natchitoches camera is going to show that we have that pretty ominous looking sky out there as well. Again, looking northwest towards Sibley Lake from Turpin Stadium. Let's take a peek at Leesville. Still some rain out that way. Temperature down to 80, so much needed cool down there. And out at Rapides Hospital now, looking toward the bridge that leads you over into Pineville. Oh gosh, I forget the name of that one, but that's the one that goes over toward Bulow. And right now it's 94 degrees. We're still hot up that way here in town. So again, I'm gonna be showing off the cameras because I love them and want to show you what they can do. But here's what we have right now: isolated storms out ahead of the main line. The main line is weakening. It's possible this is our last round of warnings out of this, because I think that outflow is going to probably weaken here as it heads to the southeast. Now, should it team up with some of these cells, we may see a little bit of a resurgence in this activity, and that's what I'm going to be watching through this afternoon. So if you are, again, this is mainly a threat if you're out on the water, if you're, you don't want to be stuck outside in this, but not a lot of lightning here, not a ton of rain, unfortunately, but there are those warnings, so be wary if you are going to be outside. It's going to get gusty, and that's going to mainly be in these warned areas, but it could possibly get a little further south later on this afternoon. If we get new warnings, I'll probably pop on, but yeah, I'll be around, so yeah, that's what we do. All right, I'm going to get out of here for now. Let me make sure I didn't miss any sort of comment. Let's see. Yeah, there should be sound. I think you guys can hear me, right? Yeah, and that's the thing. If it's on the phone, yeah. All right. So I think we have audio. If not, you should be able to watch this back because there was audio. I'm seeing it through my feed and everything. But I'm going to get out of here for now. I'll be watching everything, and I will see you back here later if needed.